ARCA Menards Series is ready to kick off Season 4 action with race number 1 at the Texas Motor Speedway. Hello everybody, I'm Ken Jones, and with me in the booth is Tim Bandit. This is the first race of 12 for the ARCA cars this season. The race distance is going to be 35 laps. There will be no caution flags. There will also be no tire changes, meaning the teams are going to have to start and finish the race with the set of tires that they have on right now. But there will be one quick repair. Let's hope that these teams don't need it. Well, I'll tell you, Ken, let's be honest, they're probably going to need a quick repair. These ARCA races tend to be pretty rough and tumble. Once you start getting into iRacing, the Rookie Series is what you start with, and once you get out of the Rookie Series, your next license is D, and that is this license class here. But this is a very interesting series. It's got a very, very dynamic mix of drivers. You never know who you're going to see out here. Sometimes you'll see some big-name NASCAR stars out here. We've seen Jerry Mayfield out here competing, Shane Meal out here competing. But it should be a pretty interesting race. See the cars now rolling. The starting lineup is up on the top portion of the screen. JC is your pole sitter in the number 9 car. On the outside pole is Adam Barshney in the 16. You mentioned before, Ken, how these guys only have the set of tires that they have on right now. And that's a pretty significant factor here for this race, and it's definitely going to decide who wins this race, because tire management is going to be critical. Tire fall off is very significant here. We're talking about, if you're lucky, at least about 2 seconds throughout the end of the run. If you're very unlucky, it's going to be way more than that. So how these guys manage these tires is definitely going to dictate who wins the race. Pace car leading the field through turn 3. 20 cars strong, getting ready to take the green flag here at the Texas Motor Speedway for 35 laps of exciting competition. The pace car is in. We're happy you could be here with us. The green flag is out, and we are racing here at race number 1 at the Texas Motor Speedway. JC leads the field cleanly through turn 1, now down the back straightaway. Looks like this is a pretty clean start. Didn't see anybody getting wadded up. That's a good thing. A lot of times in these ARCA races, one of the most dangerous parts on the track is going into turn 1 on these starts, and these guys made it through there pretty clean. And there, John Price in the 4th position. Looks like there's a battle heating up back there for the 5th spot. Oh, we got some trouble. We were just talking about the 5th spot. Heavy impact into the wall. That's the 15 car of Jordy Self. Boy, that's a tough break for him. You see there's a lot of damage on that car. The wheels point to the outside. We got some problems there up in the top of the screen there between a couple of competitors too. Back up here, we're looking at a little bit further back in the pack. This is Michael Metcalf and several other competitors. Paul Ellis, the 2 car. This is a battle for about 7th on back. Well, this right here is kind of a wad here. 12 cars looking to the inside. That's Ben Latham. He's going to take over that spot. Metcalf back a little bit. Metcalf's going to look to the inside of Ellis, and he's going to take that spot from him. Mohamed Talmir, an 18 car leading up this group. That Nationwide sponsored car. There's the 3 car of Adam Bobchek. You see Latham get pretty close to the wall. I tell you, over the end of the run here, the problem's only going to get worse. These guys are going to get tighter and tighter. They really got to watch out for pushing by the corner. Gotta wonder if he's abusing his tires a little bit here, driving so hard so early. Battle for the lead was quick and decisive as Adam Arshney is taking over the top spot from JC. We're looking at this battle back here. A bit further in the pack. Oh, so we have some contact! That's Bobchick against the wall. Off of Latham. Tough break for Bobchick. Yeah, he's sliding his tires here. You definitely want to make a bad situation worse by sliding your tires coming into the pits. The car doesn't seem like it has too much damage. As we talked about, you do get that one quick repair, but unfortunately he's using it pretty early. We're not even to the halfway point of this race yet. Looking at Paul Ellis in the 12th spot. Trying to get up here and make some gains. He wants closer to the front. Here's a 7 car. That's Dalton Henderson, or Henson, excuse me. In front of him is Tim White and JC. Dalton running in the 4th spot. Somebody else is coming up here trying to creep up on his position as well. There's John Price back there in the 6. He just made a pass to move himself up a little bit. You see White trying to look to the inside of C. Good battles all over the racetrack as they're already coming up on some lap traffic. That's the 4 of Christopher Carlson. He was involved in that incident the backstretch with Chris Bain. Obviously the car suffered some pretty significant damage where he had to go into the pits and he's fallen off the pace. Yeah, these guys we're gonna see him get knocked down here. A lot of comers and goers here. Some of it's gonna be from tire wear and some of it's just gonna be from crashing. So these guys really gotta try to keep their head in the game. Look at one of these guys right here. This is Latham. We saw Latham involved in an incident earlier with Adam Bobchick, but he's still out here running. Yeah, he's still running. He's running pretty decently. Several cars here. There you see Paul Ellis in the 2. Jake Davis back there in that 1 teal car. 14 car, that's Matt Balmer back there. David Crantrell also back there in the car with no livery. Looks like his brake paint is not loading up properly. This is a battle for the 11th position, just outside the top 10. That car's got some pretty tremendous damage. You see the front end all caved in. I'm really shocked that he's able to still be out here running, because a lot of times when that happens, you're either going into the pits or you're calling for a tow to go into the pits due to overheating, but so far so good for him. See Davis is peeking to the outside. Davis trying to take over that 10th spot. Come up on some lap traffic. I'll tell you what there, Balmer couldn't ran up on the lap traffic in the worst possible time. He got stuck right behind it. So here we're going to see Davis peek to the inside. He's going to take that spot there from Latham. Now Latham's going to give up a spot here to Balmer. He's just dropping back, so perhaps that damage is doing a lot more harm than I thought it was doing. Just outside the top 10 you're watching here. Latham trying to battle back to the inside. It's a pretty good race here these guys got going on now. Looks like back. These guys are starting to run up on that top 10 pack battle. Oh, we got some problems up here. There's the 8th car. Metcalf's involved. Multiple cars going to pile into this one here. Major trouble going into turn 1 here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Multiple cars. Heavy impact. Jay Davis going up on his side. Bobchek also involved. Boy, I tell you, man, that was some hard licks right there. There you see Comerier involved in the 11 car. All wadded up. Jordy Self, he was also involved in that melee. I counted, looks like at least 7 cars were involved in that. Incident start off between contact between Tahir and Metcalf, and then it just broke loose. Meanwhile, back up front, we're looking at John Price as JC has taken back the top spot while all that chaos is going on. Yeah, this is the point in the race where we're going to start to see tires start to wear. And we're going to know who was saving their tires and who wasn't saving their tires. Look at Price's car. The Dream Racing machine, and they're back here to Metcalf. Or excuse me, Barshny. Barshny was the former leader, but now he's starting to drop back into the clutches of Price. There you see C up there too, in the lead. Yeah, all these guys is pretty close to each other right now. Again, we got a long way to go. We're just past the halfway point in this race here, so there's a lot of time for these tires to fall off. This is not really the point in the race where I would recommend really going too hard and abusing your stuff. Because 15 laps or so to go on tires, that's a long way to go here at Texas. Car down the inside getting lapped. That's Jay Davis. He was involved in that multi-car crash in turn 1. So we're starting to see the battle for second heat up as C extends his lead. Yeah, Price is starting to hone in on Barshny. You gotta wonder if Barshny kind of maybe used up his stuff a little bit too much early. He pulled up to a big lead, and he's definitely falling back off the pace. Price now gonna look to the inside. Barshny runs up top. Price is going to take over the second position. John Price having a very good run here. As he brushes the wall. Definitely do not want to make a habit of doing that here in Texas. No, you really don't, but like we said here, these guys, the handle is definitely starting to fall off a lot of these cars here. This is the point in the race where the handle will definitely show up once you get to about the 12 or so lap mark, and then just keeps getting progressively worse. So if you're having a tight handling car, it's only going to get tighter and tighter. And mostly everybody here is battling tight. There you see the 11 car bouncing off the wall. And now we see Henson has moved into the 3rd position, dropping Barshny back to 4th. Yeah, the handle is definitely falling off of Barshny's car. Dalton Henson in the Texas sponsored machine. Very appropriate sponsor for the track. Yeah, I'll tell you what, something tells me he might be a local boy out here, so he's trying to have a good run for the hometown crowd as he makes a move down to the inside of the lap car of Comier. Dalton Henderson in the 3rd position. We see now Barshny trying to make a move on the inside of the lap traffic and clear him. Here's Barshny's car. So strong earlier. Led many laps, but it seems like the handle is falling off this car. Yeah, it really has here. We'll see if he can kind of nurse it around and see if he can make something happen in the final few laps here. Sometimes you just got to change up your line. You don't want to really run the high side that he's running there, because that's just, oh, we got a car into the wall here. That's the number 17 car into the wall. That's Tim White. He was running in the 5th position. Tough break for Tim. But we was talking about those lap cars. I believe a lap car might have actually caused that incident. I believe him and the 11 car of Comier got kind of tangled up, and that's very unfortunate for him. He's having a strong run. Here's another car that had some incidents earlier. He's been involved in several. The 12 car, Ben Latham, has a very eventful day. We're seeing Metcalf look to the inside of him. Both these cars are well off the pace. Actually, it looks like Latham's actually running up in the top 10. I'm surprised at all that damage. We were talking about before how it's going to be tough for you to make it, but maybe he was benefited by some of those other cars that was involved in those wrecks. We did see the big one, which took out a lot of cars, so, and I think he was able to make it through that. We're under 10 laps to go here at the Texas Motor Speedway. We're looking at the number 7 car driven by Dalton Henson, as now Adam Barshney tries to come back up on him. John Price is trying to inch in on JC. He's moving in ever so closely, but does he have the time to do it? So yeah, that's a good question, because right now, he's got a pretty good lead here. Not great. As he's coming up on lap traffic here. As the 15 is going to definitely hold him up, as soon as we was talking about. You know, the lead he had, that lead's going to shrink right on down, and that's going to bring Price right back up here. Lap traffic definitely can play a factor in these races, and we're seeing it play a factor right now as Price now starts to reel in C in the closing stages of this race. When they come around next time by, it'll be 5 laps to go here at the Texas Motor Speedway. See Price kind of trying to change up his line, seeing if he can get something to work on the outside. As we got a battle, looks like, going on back there for 3rd between Henson and Barshney. Good battles all over the racetrack in close stages of this one. Trying to maintain that lead. He's had a very strong car. Started on the pole of this race. It was actually his 5th pole in a row at the Texas Motor Speedway. We talked about in earlier races how he had struggles, but he was able to come off of a win in his last appearance here at Texas. Can he win again? I'll tell you, he's going to have his hands full here with this 6th car. The 6th car is right there. See him going by lap traffic. That's Chris Bain. They just passed in that Taco Bell car. Give him some TV time. Laps continuing to tick down. It's C and it's Price. Price is right in his tire tracks. I tell you, Price looks like he's a little bit tired. That's the problem that Price is going to have here. When you're behind somebody like that, sometimes you get a little bit of aero tight too, so that can make your tight situation even worse. So C just needs to make sure he can hold the bottom and kind of make sure that he doesn't give the 6 car preferred groove. And the 6 is going to have a problem where he's got to try to figure out what kind of line he can run to get out of that dirty air, as we've seen him brush up into the wall. We were just talking about Price's problems with being tight, and he just bounced off the wall coming off of turn 4. And that's going to help C extend that lead. Yeah, I think that might be all she wrote there. Not sure if he can even rally back anymore, if that car has anything left in it. So for CNC come off of the corner here. White flag is out now for JC at Texas Motor Speedway. He drives it into turn 1 with no problems as we see some smoke up here. Coming off turn 2, now there's lap traffic to the inside. He's going to pass him on the outside. No problems for C as he goes down the back straightaway, entering turn 3. Rolling the bottom line of the track. Coming off at turn 4, Barney has the checkered flag in hand as we see cars getting into the wall, but JC is going to win here at the Texas Motor Speedway. John Price is going to come home in the 2nd position, followed by Dalton Henson, Adam Barshney, James Gilroy, Paul Ellis coming home in the 6th position, Matt Ballmer coming home in 7th or 6th. Latham, the car we talked about earlier with all the damage, comes home with a good run. You see the rest of the results scrolling across the top of the screen there. But I'll tell you, man, I can't believe that Latham was able to get a top 10 here. I mean, that car had some pretty strong resilience. Usually you don't see something like that happen when the car gets that kind of front end damage. They typically overheat, especially the way he ran into the back of Bobchek earlier in the race, but it worked out for him. He's able to get top 10. JC pulling the car down to the inside. Now he starts the victory celebrations. This is his 3rd career ARCA victory, his 2nd win at Texas Motor Speedway, and his 2nd consecutive win at Texas. Well, I'll tell you, I think the Texas might be a pretty good track for him, given those results you just mentioned are out there. See him continuing to burn it down, making quite an impressive smoke show here. Yeah, I tell you, I don't know what's more impressive, the smoke show he's putting on or Barney waving that flag. I mean, he's putting his arm into it right there. The race is over, Barney. Still waving the flags. The celebration continues. Boy, Tim, it looks like he's going to pretty much use up the tires or the engine, whichever one gives out on him first. Well, the way that car's smoking right now, I think the engine's about to give out on him there, so I guess the tires won that battle. Obviously a very excited winner here. JC winning at the Texas Motor Speedway. Tim, any final thoughts on this race as we get ready to wrap up here? Boy, I tell you, Ken, it was an exciting race, a typical kind of ARCA race that you would expect to see. A lot of action, a lot of excitement, a lot of hard wrecks. We've seen some huge hits. We got a car out here giving us some bonus time. That's Jay Davis doing some bonus laps. No wonder Barney was still waving the flag. We still had a car out here running. Jay Davis, we saw him involved in that horrendous incident going into turn 1. Car getting completely up on its side. Thankfully, did not tip over, though. Yeah, that's about as close as you can get to flipping without actually flipping. That was really something right there. Well, our next race is going to be out west at the Kern County Raceway Park out in California at the half-mile bull ring. Should be very exciting to see that race. And we'd also like to give a shout-out to our buddy Mopar at the Action 46 Racing Network. We've noticed that he's excited to have us back, and we're happy to be back. And we hope that everybody else enjoyed the presentation we brought you. Thank you for watching. Congratulations once again to JC, and we will be here with you next week at the Kern County Raceway Park.